It has all the equipment to do basically anything you want. I'd say that the schedule here is competently composed. I'm completely satisfied with it.
First form and second form, they do science all together, and they work their way through units and they alternate their units, and then after that they study each science separately with specialist teachers.
The school has its own gardeners who look after all this. Take a look.
Every year we do a ski trip, so sometimes it's Italy, sometimes it's France, and this year I think they're going to America.
There's a beach here, it's nice in summer, you can go there and swim in the sea. And there, on the upper floors, are the rooms where the kids live.
So every boarding house has a kitchen where students can make their own snacks.
We tailor-make the programme according to what the children need.
The hall has a capacity of 500 people. It's for everything related to theatre and drama.
I think that mix of the traditional but also the modern in terms of the way that we educate the children.
I've arrived at the school. I'm in this beautiful main building. Now I'll try to show you. I entered here through the reception. You have to enter from the yard, go around when you approach the school from the main road, and in fact, you approach the school as if from the back. You go around it, and here opens all the beauty of this building. And right now, I'm in the common room where students meet, hang out, and spend their free time. Well, you can see it has a tennis table, a pool table, these interesting desks. Don't know how old they are. I have a meeting with Oleg here. Oleg will tell us about the college, how he lives here, what he does here. We'll also be meeting with students and school representatives today to learn more about life and studying process in this British school. This is the main spot for the tower house. We are distinguished by ties, by different... We're under the supervision of different people. Blue, red, yellow, and green. I think they all have different names. We're currently in the tower, a place for everything concerning extracurricular life. You talk about ties and the names of houses here. Is there like some kind of system like in Harry Potter? Houses, names, different ties. Officially, there is indeed a system of student evaluation and awards. Houses, as they're called here, compete with each other in this, but for most students, this is not an obstacle. Everyone talks to everyone, all teachers help all students across different houses. I'd say that the schedule here is competently composed. I'm completely satisfied with it. They allowed us to spend time in our rooms during school hours. If I don't have a lesson, I can work on assignments on my own, which I personally really love. We have small classes, no more than 10 people. That's great. I have, for example, from 8:50 till 4 o'clock, if we round up, while school is 6 days a week, I have 12 hours of free time in this schedule. And we're free to distribute it as we want in order to prepare better for whatever challenge is about to hit us. We don't change anything ourselves, but there is plenty of freedom.
So this is a first form science lesson. They're doing diffusion. They're looking at how fast particles spread out through water. So they've designed their own experiments, and they're changing the temperature of the water to see how that changes the rate of diffusion. Which makes lots of pretty purple liquids, so they're having great fun and making a mess. First form and second form, they do science all together, and they work their way through units and they alternate their units, and then after that they study each science separately with specialist teachers. So then for GCSEs they do all three, and then for A-level they can choose to study one or more if they want.
It's crystal, and it dissolves in water and turns the entire water purple. And if you do it the opposite way around, if the water is left alone for a long time, it will turn back into a crystal.
And then you also do
So
some
we
notes?
leave
The hot already.
and then if it's cold, it might take a longer time.
Right, thank you.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is how the school is growing, or rather how it has grown over these years, and now in addition to the old buildings, which have already, well, I call them old, but they're rather old-time, let's call them that. The school combines an assortment of buildings throughout the area. We can find big, bright spaces like this here, and there on the upper floors are the rooms where the kids live. How are the rooms set up? Do you live alone or with someone? The rules are standard, but fortunately or fortunately, in this school you can pay extra for living alone. The 13th year always live by themselves, the 12th year live in pairs, but everything before that is a complete lottery.
And do you have four or five students in the room for all ages, or
No, so
different?
at this age there will be about 5 students to a bedroom. When they go up to the main school, when they're in years 9 and 10, it will be about the same numbers. And then when they're in years 11 and 12, usually a double room, and then in the upper 6th they'll have a single room. Sometimes if they're in their exam year in year 11, they might be able to have a single room because they can focus on their studies, but where possible we try to give them what they want. Some people prefer to have a double room.
And do you have a nurse on site? Or medical
Oh yeah,
stuff?
so we have a medical centre. It's based just down in the junior school, and that has nurses there all day, every day, 24 hours a day. So anytime a student feels unwell or is unwell, they can go down there.
In my opinion, the quality of the rooms is not bad. We have good mattresses, good windows, which is very important with English heating.
How normally the food organized for kids? Do they eat in here? Do they have some snacks, or how it works?
So every boarding house has a kitchen where students can make their own snacks. For the younger students like we have here, it's a little bit more controlled, but for the older students, they have town leave every week, so they can go to the supermarket, buy their own stuff.
We're going to lunch now. It's almost 1 o'clock, 12:30. The food is different every day. The menu shows what we're going to have today, but I won't read it. Let's just watch. Let's go.
So in terms of the community, in terms of the friendliness, the way that the pupils get on, it's really, really strong. And we've won a lot of awards recently for that. So for example, we've been voted as the most nurturing co-education independent school in the southeast, as well as in Kent. And student well-being and the welfare of our pupils is really high on our priority. 5 years ago, we were one of the first 13 schools in the world to get what's called world-class status for high-performance learning. And high-performance learning is all about growth mindset. It's all about developing every individual to be the very best that they can. So in terms of the academic side, we admit a very broad range of children in terms of academic ability, but our value-added results are really strong. So for us, it doesn't matter what level you're coming in at. You don't have to be an A-grade candidate when you arrive at the school, but it's about developing every individual to really maximise the most that we can. I think that mix of the traditional but also the modern in terms of the way that we educate the children. So in terms of our pupils, engineering and economics tend to be our most popular subjects at university. So really quite strong on the sort of the maths and the sciences and those side of things. But we also have a broad range to cater for everybody. So the art department and the photography department are absolutely outstanding and constantly winning awards for how they are as well.
The design and technology room, it has all of the equipment to do basically anything you want. It's a big room. It's hard to even call it a room, it's a whole department. In the next room, students are sitting behind computers. They are working in a special design program, so where they draw, program, and develop things. As a basic example, here is a chair. They design it in a program, calculate everything, and then it can be made out of wood or metal. And they also have 3D printers here. This is the art room. This is students' work. They do photography. There's a photo studio here. And here's where they display their work, pictures and art. Here they also do a whole bunch of stuff, including artistic work and design. Here, look, school kids are doing this. How do you like it? Cool, huh? I want to show you the whole room they work in. You can see it in a large space. And there is a terrace here. Look, what else does an artist need for inspiration? Such beauty. And here's an exhibition of classwork that senior students had. Take a look. This is what is on display here. You can look at it. Dresses, artworks, photographs. Damn, that's really good. I really like it. It really inspires me. I graduated from school 20 years ago and still get inspired. The hall has a capacity of 500 people. It's for everything related to theater and drama. It would probably be unfair to compare a good state school with a fairly expensive private one, well, because of course I'll list the advantages such as that classes are 10 people max, that our teachers are very responsive. I'm not saying this because I was told to. Teachers really are willing to help even after school hours time. This is very nice.
And is it difficult to help them when they are international kids? Because not the local ones, because obviously I understand that the local ones, they have a family here.
Yes.
And these kids, they have family abroad.
Yeah. But this is, all of the work is done within the lessons that they have with us. So we also can support the children with their prep if they need it, particularly if they're boarders. We can get involved with that as well, so they don't miss out on having a parent around. We are able to give special consideration to students that have a specific learning difficulty. So that might be giving them 25% extra time to get their test done in. It can be using a laptop, having somebody read the questions to them, somebody writing the answers for them. There's a whole range of access arrangements that we can offer students who have a specific diagnosed need.
Turns out one of the main differences here is that you choose the subjects that you want to study. In this particular school, the rule is that subjects are divided into 3 sets, and you cannot take more than 2 from one. This may cause some inconvenience, but again, this is all checked in advance, there won't be any pitfalls. But otherwise, yes, I choose what I want. Walking along these corridors, on the halls, we've come here to the temple. Many British schools, especially traditional British schools, have their own temples, chapels, churches, a cathedral. Why is that? It doesn't mean that they are super religious right now, especially if they accept international students. This means that they used to be religious because many of them were founded at the time when religion was one of the most important things to study. In case you didn't know, Oxford, for example, was founded for the study of religion, and the teaching was in Latin. And when the school was founded in the 19th century, these temples and chapels naturally were some of the most important things. Now, religion is not an obligation. The school provides an introduction to the religions of the world, especially considering that students representing different countries study here. Also, here they study different values that a modern person should have now. They teach a variety of skills, knowledge, possible goals, a lot of, let's call them soft skills. Yeah, a lot of this type of personal development training happens here in the chapel. We're at the girls' boarding house now. Guys actually can come here. They have other boarding house separate from the girls. Only girls can be here, and nobody else comes here to hang out. But I was given such access in order to film an interview and a video showing a room. What can you say about the school in general? Why this particular school? I really like the sports program here. I also really like these modern buildings and a big choice of subjects. It is a boarding school. You can spend more time with other children. They check your laptops or iPads so that you wouldn't use them too much and went to bed on time. Yeah, we have a special room to put all this, and they check that you did it. And do you have here someone who this is the boarding house, right? Do you have someone like a boarding house mother, or how it's called, matron? Yeah, we have a matron, and we also have a house mistress who's also responsible for all this. There is also an additional teacher who also lives here, and they also keep an eye on everything so that everything's in order. You have teachers who live right here on campus. Yeah, we have several. Do you do your homework here or somewhere in the school building? We do it here, and the seniors do it in their rooms. They have desks there. The 9th and 10th grade study in these two rooms. Most often in the 10th and 9th grades, we still share a room. Do you prefer to live alone more, or do you like living with someone? Well, no, I like when I live with someone because it's more interesting. You can talk, get to know more about people. What countries are the girls who are with you from? I have one girl from Nigeria, another from Germany. Have you become good friends? Yeah. You don't have any conflicts? No. What restaurants or places would you recommend? Let's say I'm your friend, where would you take me? What places here are definitely worth seeing? There is a beach here, it's nice in summer, you can go there and swim in the sea. The town near the beach is also not bad, you can walk around there, go to some cafes. I asked Kana to take me to the beach. The coast is 10 minutes from here. I really love the British coast, despite the fact that the sea is relatively cold here. Although I think it depends. Some people can swim in ice, of course. Ice bath lovers. Harbor, boats and yachts are everywhere. No wonder that you can rent houses and just live here, just go boating. I'm sure they do tours here too. Classes are completely mixed between international and British students, right? Yeah, all the different houses sit together, people from any country you can imagine. They don't try to set anything up, it happens by itself. Is it difficult to study with British people, given their language level, to understand them, especially in subjects like philosophy? It's true that sometimes I open a textbook and discover about 15 new words for myself. Yeah, but as a Russian person who decided to go to England, I consider this to be my own problem. Thankfully, all the teachers that I have speak clearly and distinctly. They have a beautiful, pure British accent, and it's not difficult to understand them, and you can always ask again. The school has its own gardeners who look after all of this. Take a look. What a beauty. The famous English lawns, very cool landscape design. Catherine told me that their grandparents have won a whole bunch of awards for their work here, and now they're planning to make their own honey. That is, they have the bees and will be beekeeping. They're already working on it and say that soon parents will try the honey made at school. Everyone's waiting for me, but when there is something filmed, very cool territory, very beautiful, like something I do for myself. If I were to choose a place for my child to visit the school, that I feel confident in sending my own children.